We travel around the country, supporting small businesses,
enjoying delicious food.
All right, it is a conversation that couples usually dread. I'm one of those people. It is the money talk, and this can be hard. In fact, experts say it is one of the top issues couples argue over. But for entrepreneurs, Julien and Kiersten Saunders, you see the name change? I like it. An argument over money led to paying off, listen to this, $200,000 in debt, starting a business, writing a book together, and hosting a YouTube series called Money on the Table. Not only am I excited to talk to Kiersten and Julien, but oh my gosh, let's talk about how they found financial freedom. Thank you guys so much for being with us. I'm so excited to talk to you offhand. Yes, this is such a scary conversation. Kiersten, how did you start it?
Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend doing it the way that I did. I started it with a lot of denial, but you know, our breakthrough came from a really angry place. We started from this place of blame where he was blaming me for my spending and I was blaming him for being cheap. And then once we got past that part, we really had a very honest conversation. We pulled out the numbers and you know, just went through and figured out what kind of future we wanted to build with each other.
Oh, that sounds so familiar to my household. Okay, so people probably ask you guys questions all the time. What are some of the questions you get asked the most?
You know, it honestly depends on the stage that the person is in. So like if we're talking to someone who recently graduated from college, we get a lot of questions about student loan debt. If we're talking to young families like ours, like we have a 4.5-year-old, we get a lot of questions about aging parents and how to care for them while managing your family. But I think a general theme with the questions is that more people are ready to get rid of the taboo associated with money and have very honest conversations that actually help them solve their problems.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so Julien, what is the biggest change a family should make to lessen debt and save more?
That's a great question, but you know, every family is different. There's no sort of one family, so it really kind of depends on the issue that they're having. If the challenge is really around overspending, then you really have to sort of face it and start tracking your spending. And obviously that means you're going to use the B word, which is budget.
Not the
well, right. We refer to like budgets as sort of like, you know, it's like burpees. It's something that you just know is going to be painful, but it is really, really effective. And so if overspending is the problem that that family is experiencing, there's no ways around it. You really have to focus on tracking your spending. But what we've seen is the bigger problem that a lot of people are really struggling with is really around cost of living. Food is more expensive, gas, rent, you name it. And so at this point, I think it's safe to say that more of us actually need to check the box on tracking our spending and start focusing on how can we earn more? How can we bring more income or create new streams of income into the household?
Oh my gosh, this sounds so familiar. Have you been talking to my boyfriend? We need to talk about this. Am I getting pregnant right now? This is so familiar. Okay, so I guess everybody is going through this. All right, so can you talk a bit about goal setting and follow through? Please tell us.
Yeah, so when you think about goal setting, I think the biggest thing to realize is that it's really just addressing the gap between this thing that you don't have right now and this thing that you want. And because we're so conditioned to win and focus on the outcome, we forget about the person that we're becoming while we're trying to close that gap. So my biggest advice for people when they set big goals is to focus on being present. Focus on the person that you're becoming and try to become a person who has fun while they're tackling hard things. Become the person who gets really creative when it feels like their back's against the wall and the person who can laugh at mistakes. Because not only does it lower the stakes of your goals, it also makes sure that you set yourself up to actually enjoy it when you get there.
Oh my gosh, we could talk about this all day. Where can people go really quick for more information on you guys? Because we got to get to the next segment real quick.
Absolutely. Our website is richandregular.com, and they can follow us on all major social media platforms.
I love it. richandregular.com. Thank you guys for joining us. Over to you, Heather.